The biggest problem our customers have is they call us when the puppies are 8 months old, 12 months old, and they said, my puppy used to recall, now it doesn't care that I exist when I'm out in the park. Okay, so there's a few reasons why that happened. One is that the puppy would have recalled perfectly until it was a certain age, but the owners took it for granted and they didn't reinforce every single time. So the puppy knew, yeah, going back to mum or dad is the absolute awesome thing to do. So that's one thing. And sometimes, often, customers with their puppies, they allow them to play with random dogs in a place like this, so that the fun becomes the random dog. So they're just looking on the horizon, where is it? I don't care what mum or dad is doing, where is this dog that's going to turn up like it usually does, because that's my fun factor. I'm happy with her to play with friends' dogs and dogs I go dog walking with, but I've never allowed her to play with random dogs in the park or anywhere really. So I'm leaving her a second. She's come back in anyway, but I didn't use a recall cue. A recall cue, you know, the more you don't want to nag your dog and you don't want them to ignore you, okay? So I didn't really start using her name till she was 6 months old, because I didn't want her getting used to hearing her name and not recalling. So while that boat passed, she was very interested and she didn't know what it was, but I let her have a look, let her have a, you know, it's no interest to her. But so now again with the squirrel, so now she's really, so while she's doing that, she's not doing it any harm. There's a good, sit down, there's a good girl, there's a good girl, there's a good girl. So I have several recall cues for her. Most of them are just noises, like this one. It used to be where that would just be just in front of me, but now she can go further. That just means there's something to find. As I've explained before, you know, dogs do want to sniff one another, communicate, but I don't particularly want her doing that, but I understand that she needs to. So most dogs, she does want to do that. I allow it to happen, but then when she's had her communication, then she checks in with me, and then I'm there with this fun reward. Yes, good girl. Good girl. Good girl, yeah, that's a good girl. So that dog didn't entice her, so there was no need to, it was just to reward her after she'd passed the dog and keeping her focus on me, which is great. Hey, good girl. Good girl. So with that dog then, it's the same process. There's a larger space, there's cars around, but basically keeping the focus on me until the dog is there, and you will allow that to happen. Let her have a check-in, and because it was a challenging environment, I didn't want to risk anything going wrong. I was then ready to run. Right? Sometimes it's just a piece of food, sometimes it's games, sometimes it's balls, whatever you feel is necessary. Pearl! So I don't often use a name as a recall command, but when I do that here. So it's a tactile reward as well. So whenever I use the command Pearl, as in to recall, then she's always expecting it to be delivered here. So it's a food reward and a bit of contact with dad as well.